Okay, welcome to another Blackbox tutorial. I was going to show you something on the Blackbox. I got my Launchpad X set up, and I just wanted to show you how you can use this to trigger pads or trigger sequences. So let's go. First off, I'm going to show you my song mode was on, which is another video also coming up. But let me just first show you what's going on right now. So I have my Midi device, USB device out, disabled, everything is off. There is a global in set to channel 1, which corresponds to what the Launchpad X is sending. So this doesn't always work exactly the same, but just checking your settings if your Launchpad X is set it to the same. You can use any USB controller as long as you use the same notes. I'm going to show you a little image from the manual. There it is. So these notes correspond to these things on the Blackbox. Let me just show you. So this one, of course, okay, there's just one weird thing. You see, when I do the bass note, I get this one trigger as well. So let me just go into the analog synth, and I see that somewhere in the conf menu, so the configuration, the Midi in is set to channel 1. I want to turn that off. Okay, now let's try again. Yeah, no side effects, which is cool. So I can go like this. Okay, so it corresponds to the pads. I can actually record them like this as well. I'm going to show you in a bit. But first let me show you what the other pads do. So I showed you the image. Here it is again. These control the sequences. They don't control the different layers though. So be aware of that. So you have to control the layers over here. So A, B, C, D. This is firmware 3.0.7, by the way. This is the layers, only is an add-on from firmware 3. I love it, but it doesn't work with the grid control yet. So maybe in the future. Yeah, so what I was saying, so these control the pads, and these control the sequences. So if I turn this off, nothing's playing, but I can turn on the lower one, for example. Okay, we just have the bass drum going, and maybe I want to turn it off and just listen to the sequence, the bass sequence. Okay, and I turn off the bass drum. Okay, there we go. So you can use it like that for live performance, which is pretty nice. So you can set up, you can just start playing and fool around with your sequences here. So let me go put on another sequence. Okay, cool. So that works. Now, what do these two 4x4s do? That's something different, and you have to turn on some settings, but you have to be aware because they are kind of harmful. Yeah? Okay, so they can do a lot of great, but they can do a lot of harm. With great power comes great responsibility, of course. So here we have in the tools menu, if you go to pad record and turn it on, now these sections are both enabled. The top one clears pads. So if I go like this, there's a tom here, gone. You see? You have to be aware of what you're doing because otherwise, before you know it, everything is just gone. Don't want that, okay? So I'm gonna load my preset again, turn off song mode again because I had that on, okay? So I don't want to just randomly delete these things, but I do want to record something. So there's nothing going on at the moment, but I have no other device plugged in, I believe. No, there's no device plugged in. So the record threshold, if you turn it off, it just starts recording when you play record on the sequence, or if you play record and play here. Okay, just turn it off so so I can show you that if I press this one, it actually starts recording. So, and it starts playing the sequences that are turned on as well, right? So beware of that. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3. See? Exactly on the beat. So it starts the count-in. Let's try again. So I'm going to clear that with the green section. Like, just don't be aware that you don't change the other things. I'm going to go for that one. So I'm going to clear that one. Oh, because I loaded my my project anew, I just need to turn off the MIDI channel again. Okay, so I cleared this one, and I'm going to record again. Just see that it counts in. If you do, let's see, if you have turned on the clock, you can, sorry, the lead-in. If you, on the record menu, if you have the lead-in on, it starts recording like this. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then bam. The cool thing about this is that it completely, like, it makes it very tight. So if you record with a lead-in, it just makes it like fit that 4 bars exactly. But that's that. So this is what you can do with the Launchpad X. Just press play. I can just for performance mode, I do want to advise you, please turn off pad record unless you want to actually record pads. Otherwise, it's going to be a painful experience. So if I just start pressing play with the sequences on, so let's just turn them off for now, and I can set the sequence off. Let's go for the bass line. Okay. Just play a drum here, or maybe a hi-hat. And then turn on the sequence. There we go. Okay, so pretty nice. What you can do, I can also like leave the sequence running, and then let me just play around with it, and I'll play you out with a little ditty I think I made. Yeah. Okay. There we go. I'm turning on that sequence, or that little pad. Okay, thank you.